Yo, what's up guys? Today I have an Ubers battle versus Logok. I'm using my boy Edgar's team, pretty cool. I'll actually link the RMT in the description. And yeah, if I want to win this game, I have to think long term. Now, I have my Xerneas right here, which is hiding behind Giratina and it actually sweeps his entire team. I'm Geomancy with Focus Blast, which means that I can O-Co Spadef Dialga, I can O-Co Spadef Tran with +2 Focus Blast. But I have to put myself in a situation where I can either set up or weaken his team enough to the point where I don't even have to set up. So that's basically my game plan going into this game. So I'm leaning off of my Dialga as he's going to lean off with his Heat Ram. I'm just going to get up my Stealth Rocks because those will be very, very important this entire battle as he ends up going for Lava Plume, revealing that he is faster. So just going to hit him with Roar because I have to phase him. I'm trying to make it that way I don't have to go for Geomancy. I could just phase around his Heat Ram, phase around his Dialga, because Dialga actually at full HP takes +2 Moonblast. So I'm trying to phase around his team as he ends up being forced out to Giratina. Goes back into his Heat Ram, takes that crucial Stealth Rock damage as I force him out into Arceus Dark. And right here he ends up going for Judgment. I'm actually going to switch out my Dialga into my Giratina as he ends up going for Lava Plume. Thankfully it does not burn me. And I'm just going to go right for Dragon Tail because like I said, I am thinking long term. If I want to win this game, I got to weaken his team. I have to weaken this Heat Ram to about 50%. I have to weaken his Kyogre and his Dialga just a bit. So I'm going to go for Dragon Tail. He ended up switching out there just in case I had like Earthquake or something. But seeing as how he went for Protect and I just went for Dragon Tail, he probably thinks I don't have Earthquake, which is a fair assumption as he is able to hit me with the Toxic. And I end up forcing him back out into his Arceus Dark, so I am going to take this as an opportunity to go out to my Xerneas as he is going to go for Recover. I hit him with a Moonblast as he brings out his Kyogre. Now, based on that damage, he is definitely especially defensive, so I do not want to stay in and take a Scald. So I'm going to switch out into my Dialga, because if anything, I could just fire off a Draco Meteor before going down, as I am just going to go right for the Draco. He doesn't want to take any unnecessary damage, because if my Xerneas does get to +2, it can sweep his team. So he's going to go out to his Arceus Dark, as I do end up going for the Draco, and he's actually going to pull a double out into Heat Ram, which is a really good play, predicting my Xerneas, because right there would have been my opportunity to set up, and depending on Kyogre's sleep talk rolls, I could have actually won right there. So he ends up going right for Toxic as I am going to sack my Dialga. Now I can get a free switch back out into my Giratina and just start phasing again, because like I said, if I need to win this game, I got to weaken his team. I'm thinking how I'm going to win the game. I'm not thinking about what's going to happen in the next turn. I'm thinking about I'm already at the end of the battle and how I'm gonna win. So I'm thinking long term. So I go for Dragon Tail as he ends up going out to his Xerneas, and I am gonna pull the switch out into my Jirachi as he does predict that very nicely. Pulls a nice double back out to Heat Ram, but I am Scarf Jirachi. I will outspeed his Heat Ram, so I can go right for the U-turn as I am able to go right back out into my Giratina as he ends up hitting me with a Lava Plume. Now right here, he could just go right for Protect if he wants to, just to stall of the poison damage, just to make it rack up, as I am going to go for Dragon Tail one last time, as he is actually going to go for Lava Plume, which is great because at this point, when he comes back in, he's actually going to be at about 50%, which is the damage that I needed. So I end up forcing him out to Kyogre, which is even better for me, because the fact that he hasn't burnt any sleep turns, and the fact that Scald, basically, he can get whatever he wants right here as long as Scald does not burn me. So I'm able to go for SD, get to +2, go right for Life Orb Dragon Claw, and knock him out as he's going to go out to Xerneas. This is honestly the only play that I regret. I decided to go for V-Create. Now, while I do have Airlock, which cancels out the rain, and V-Create at +2 would easily knock out the Xerneas, Extreme Speed at +2 with a Life Orb was definitely my best play. I really just wanted to knock this thing out if it was like physically defensive Xerneas, but I didn't know what it was, and honestly, Extreme Speed was my best play because I think it could have even knocked him out, or at least brought him down to the point where Life Orb knocked him out, because he does reveal the Life Orb, and he does reveal that he is faster than me, so he's able to knock me out with Moonblast, as now I'm able to go out to my Jirachi. I am going to go for U-turns. He predicts that very nicely, and stays and goes right for Moonblast, but because he's a Life Orb variant, I know that he's not packing Geomancy, so my Arceus Electric is a rather safe switch-in, as I can just go for Recover, letting the Life Orb damage rack up, and just going to go for one more Recover as he chose to go for another Moonblast. I'm going to go for it one more time as he decides to bring out the Dialga, and this is great because like I said, if I want to win this game, I got to weaken his checks to Xerneas, and one of my ways I'm doing this is by actually going for Calm Mind, knowing that he can go for Toxic, knowing that he can go for Stealth Rocks right here, but just hitting him with Ice Beam. Now, while Dialga is actually like the counter to Arceus Electric, this damage is so crucial because once I get to +2, I no longer have to risk Focus Blast versus Dialga. All I have to do is go for Moonblast and it'll knock it out. So I am going to go for Ice Beam one more time as he ends up bringing out Giratina, and right here, I went for Judgment hoping that I would not kill. In hindsight, I probably should have went for Combine. That way I could just went for Geomancy with my Xerneas. But either way, I still had to hit a Focus Blast versus his Heatran. So just want to go for Focus Blast right here because it will 100% knock him out, as I do miss, and he is able to land the Toxic. So that's devastating for me because now he can just go for Protect, stall me out a bit, as I am going to go for Focus Blast again. But it's not over yet. I still do have a win condition, which still is the Xerneas. So I'm going to go for Focus Blast one more time as he ends up bringing out his Xerneas, which is going to live. And I would go down to a Moonblast, so I am going to switch out to my Jirachi. Jirachi and Xerneas are my last two Pokemon, as he is going to go down to the Life Orb damage from this Moonblast. So he's going to go back out to his Heatran, and he's actually going to go for Protect, which is great because he burns Protect, and I can just go right for Healing Wish, bringing back my Xerneas, and he's still in KO range of Focus Blast. So I am going to land this Focus Blast, take out the Heatran, and that's going to be a good game because I can just set up a Geomancy versus Dialga. The best thing he can do is Toxic me. Even if I had a Flash Cannon, I outsped him because he's a Spadef variant, as we saw before, and the way he took Ice Beam. And now I'm just going to be able to knock it out with Moonblast. So Dialga's going to go down, and Arceus Dark would also go down to the Moonblast. So yeah, good game. I was thinking long term, like I said. What I had to do was phase around his team, phase out the Heatran, let it take Stealth Rock damage, let it take Dragon Tail damage, phase the Dialga or hit it with Ice Beam, and get rid of Kyogre, which is exactly what the team did. So the only play I did not agree with that I made was not going for Extreme Speed with Rayquaza versus Xerneas, but it didn't matter in the end. It actually became closer because of the hacks and because of that misplay. So yeah, good game, dude. And guys, hope you all enjoyed. Shout outs to my boy Edgar for the team, and until next time, later.